Caroline Park. This was one of my first GNCC races when I first started. Man, there's a lot going on in this race. I'm gonna try and so instead of doing one long voiceover, I might pop in and pop out. So, I did not leave for this race until 10 p.m. on Friday, the night before. I didn't get to Ohio until like 4:30 in the morning, and then I got up to go to the race at like 07:30 or so. Which, when I was younger, it wasn't a big deal, but my job sometimes can be a little bit physical. So, yeah, there's a lot that goes on with this. So it was an okay day. Like, it started out fine, and then the skies just open up on the first lap, halfway through the first lap. So I get a decent start, and the quad shoots to the right, and okay. Watch this old guy. Watch this dude. Watch the blue quad, right? There's like a guy who jumps in front of his quad. Watch what happens. Watch. There. So I notice as I'm going into right here, my brakes are weird, and we've been having trouble with the brakes all year. They've been okay, they're good, they go away, they're good, they go away. And spoiler alert, it turns out that I got a bad caliper. So hopefully the rest of the year I'll be good to go. Now, if you go to my old Powerline Park video, there's a section where the guy Jerry, who was in my class, Renegades, one of the reasons I started out on a Polaris is Renegades, when I was first got into it, didn't really have the suspension figured out, and I don't know. I can't really talk intelligently on it. My theory is that in 2019, when they changed the Can-Am for the better, the Renegade for the better. I mean, it's always been better than the Polaris, but for the better, they really did a good job on the suspension geometry. So if you watch the first 5-10 minutes of my race at Powerline Park, one of the reasons I'm not faster is what happens at that race. And Jerry has hit the Renegades used to be notorious for switching back and forth. And I remember as I'm going over these little whoops. All right, brief pause. Right here, there's a giant kicker. That's why we're all going really slow over here. There were numerous kids that got hurt right here. They were flying off into the right-hand side. So, Jerry, the guy in my class, his quad starts going left, right, bouncing, boing, 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 pogoing back and forth, boing, 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 boing. So that's one of the, ever since that happened, that's why one of the reasons I'm not been faster. That and what happened the one time when I was at in Georgia, where the guy knocked himself out, was on the ground unconscious. So I'm doing fine here. I knew going into this that I wasn't going to have a good day. I just wanted to get the points. But it turns out that the track was really fun. I started to have a good time, and I kind of wanted to hang back and kind of see what would happen. But as I'm going through each turn, my brakes are not responsive. So I'm thinking it's the stereotypical mud race where you just kind of drag the caliper. and or dragging the caliper, drag the brake handle. But turns out I was wrong, and it just you know. So Disco right here, like I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why like you have like a freight train come by and you would jump in. It's cool. It's cool though. It's just a race. So, but I'm not good with that. Like when that stuff happens to me, it really throws me off. Because now I got to make up time catching Jeff up there with the neon bumper, and this is where I remember Jerry right here bouncing all around. So, and then this guy slams into me trying to pass me. I don't know, like it's slick out, not a big deal. But you know, he's in my class. Good pass, I guess. So there was a little bit of like off camera, and also I'm the biggest guy in my class. I'm 230 pounds of amazing, and we like you know, it's like I've said in other videos, like I can't slow down like everyone else. So and then with the brake issue, it's not making anything better. So I'm resigned to the fact that I'm just going to kind of cruise and not get hurt and not ruin the quad for myself. But about halfway through the race, or through the first lap rather, I kind of start to figure out that you can just kind of steer with the throttle. So this dude gets into me, I stop to let him by, and he keeps slamming into me, and then there you go. And now I'm all the way behind everyone else. So that's not fun for anybody. And the guy didn't even win. So that's actually, the guys haven't been helping me out in the past. It's not a big deal. It is what it is. So just cruising through here. My first lap on this John. Well, let's first let's see where I end up overall. I was 77th overall out of looks like about 230. I'll take it, you know. I'll take it. I don't know how much of this race I'm going to leave in, because it gets really slow towards the end. There's a couple bottlenecks. I might break it up a little bit and leave commentary on like kind of what's going on. But I can again, I'll point out where I actually lose race. So, my first lap. So my first lap, my first lap is 35:52. The guy who won the race was 35:26. So I was about 45 seconds off of everybody who won the race, which, you know, like when that dude kind of got into me, that kind of threw me off a little bit, and then I pull over for a couple of people. So I'm happy with that. And then my second lap was around 41 minutes because I get into a bottleneck real bad. But the two guys who came in first and second were right around 36 minutes. And then my final lap was 46 minutes, and then the guys who won were 45 minutes, and then the guy who came in third miraculously clicked off a 42-minute lap. So I held my own. I held my own, and as you see, I held my own with no brakes. So one of the reasons that I made a commentary, and also, by the way, I know it's I haven't been timely with my videos. I'm super busy, working like 4 jobs. I made the commentary on this video because see how it's pushing right there? My brakes are starting to go like right here, but I'll tell you when they finally like go. There's a couple of races that you'll always kind of like remember in your career that are vital in you learning something. And this race, so here you go, I'm oversteering there. This race, it is when my brakes went, I had to use my rear brake, my brake pedal, like my foot brake. And I know there's probably some guys like who are better than me are going to be like, what do you mean you never use your foot brake? I've literally never used my foot brake. So and using your foot brake is you know, ask any of the pros, is vital. Like you can't get better without it. So achievement unlocked, learn the foot brake, happened at this race, because if I hadn't learned to use the foot brake, I might as well just park the bike. So because for some reason my foot brake was still working. Man, I had some Mexican earlier. I got heartburn like a chicken. Oh, excuse me. So, and then I kind of learned like steering with the throttle a little bit. There's a lot that went on. Like this year's been good for me with learning. I don't know why. I think because we got the quad is really dialed in. The quad's doing really well. The previous years, it was all over the place. The real test will be next race at Mason-Dixon, because number 1, fucking hate that place. B, number 2, never do well there. I've never had a good race there. I like every single one of my videos, I look like I revert back to being, you know, a beginner. This is another part where I'm in my head. I'm like, man, these brakes aren't like, you know, they're not chilling. So we got the suspension dialed in really well. I figured out PSI with the tires that I like. I got my ergonomics somewhat right. I still think that I need different bars. The XC gear clamp is superior in every single way to flex bars. Plus you get to pick whatever bar you want. Have friggin' 8 hangers on there if you wanted them. And then like Rick has been like helping me like with my throttle response, and you know how to get the most out of yourself and the quad in the woods, because it's really about maintaining like momentum. You know, for someone, you know, I'm not a jockey. Like some of these guys are really like are small. You know, they're tiny dudes. I'm not a tiny dude. So some of the bigger guys, you know, have used smaller displacement bikes. You know, the lighter you can get, the better off you're going to be. And then I'm using the Mafia mitts. The Mafia mitts were absolutely, positively clutch. I got to get somebody. I think I still want to alter them a little bit. But get yourself, you gotta talk to Adam McGill's mom, I think her name's Clara, and get yourself some Mafia mitts. They're clutch. They're a little short for the Renegade, but really been this race. They were a game changer. I didn't have any issues with like my grips. My goggles on the other hand were another story. When I was rushing to get ready for GNCC, I didn't pack my goggles, which is, you know, you'd think I'd learned by now. And Seegers bought me a pair of Scots at the track, and they lasted all of about 3 minutes. So, you know, I had to take my goggles off, and, you know, in 2019, I think it was? No. What year was that? Was that 18? Yeah, I think it was 18. 18 or 19, I had to go to the hospital at Ironman to get my eyes cleared out of mud because I couldn't see. And that got close to happening here. I knew the sign, so you know, I'm kind of exaggerating a little bit, and I would have, you know, I would have stopped and pulled off the track, but it got squirrely there, and I couldn't see. This might have been the hardest GNCC I've done, just because of the weather conditions, and then, you know, having a quad that wasn't working right. But I mean, it was like I'm gonna leave it there. Kicker was nasty right there. I'm gonna leave in maybe some of the third, because there was literally like waterfalls coming down some of the hills as we were going there, going through. The track was a lot of fun. The track flowed pretty well. Man, I'm sure if this was dry, it would have been a good time. I'm just, you know, I'm just happy it wasn't hot and dusty. I catch Steve here. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if he's got a mechanical or what's going on, but he pulls over for me. Maybe some arm pump, I don't know. The track had some hidden stuff in it. There was some rocks in there, some roots where you could end your day. The last lap looked like a quad graveyard. There were people just strewn all over the place. There was a lot of people who were exhausted because it got this, like, I don't think you realize how slick this was. Like, it was almost like racing on snot. It's not the slipperiest shit I've ever raced on, but it was top 10. It was top 10 for sure. But I mean, you know, I'm 6 years into this now, and I'm finally figuring out air pressure and tires, what tires I want, stuff like that. So the skies are about to open up, coming up here. And yeah, there goes Steve pulling over. Yeah, this got raunchy. Now you can see here it's raining. It's raining now, and the puddles are filling up and stuff. So I'm not sure if this was the faster line. It's the line I took. There was I got to give GNCC credit for this one. They gave you a little bit of line choice. I think if I have one criticism for GNCC lately is that they really need to start cutting more reliefs into the woods for passing. Here comes Ansley. I don't know why he was so far behind me. But I can't keep up with him. Now, I hear behind me the loudest quad in GNCC, which is Travis. And I held Travis up real bad at the Old Gray. And I beat him in Indiana. But you're about to hear the loudest quad in GNCC history. He's got some sort of swamp donkey exhaust on there. I guess it's like for like mutters or whatever. But my God, is it loud! It's so loud. I can recognize him when he's coming up on it. So you might notice that the viewing angle has changed a little bit. That's because my ass is all the way on the back of the quad. Like, it's almost on the helmet holder section right there, because I can feel the edge of the seat. Because I don't know, maybe this is, everyone else knows this and I don't, but I can move my hips and stab the throttle and get the quad to start coming around a little early, instead of what I usually do, which is grab a handle and brake, because I don't, again, like right here, right? So see that I get to kind of drift around the corners, which is what I'm trying to actually learn. And that's like something that Varndell told me a long time ago, is to initiate the turn a lot earlier, and I haven't been able to figure out how to do it because they're using the rear brake to stab. You know, it's powering over just like in a car. But it was a lot of fun, especially with having, you know, all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. Like, it would pull you through. So it was a lot of fun. Catch the dude who slammed into me to pass me. And I'm in third place. So I guess until I was close to second place there. So, you know, as I'm watching this, I'm pretty happy with myself. All things considered, at least for the first lap. The hill climb, and this was sketchy. You can see the people in bad shape on the hill here, and I just got lucky. But I made up in my mind that this is the last time I was going to do this. Also, okay, here's coming up where right there. I don't know what happened with my wheel, but I grabbed brake and it just threw me to the side. I am at a complete loss. So I think that's where the caliper finally had enough, because as I'm going through here, I'm kind of like modulating the brake to, you know, kind of, you know, keep the mud off the brake pad, and I'm getting diminishing returns every time I do it. 48 seconds behind second. First and second are right behind one another. 48 seconds actually is, I mean, it ain't, I don't know how to just, it's, I can make up that time, but I'm right there, right? I'm right there, there are a couple turns ahead of me. But then this happened. Oh, it's not here. Coming up. So careful through the kicker. Oh, that's right. It was here through the kicker. Good. At least I feel like I'm moving pretty good. Getting the butt, like I'm having fun, like I'm swishing the rear section of the quad around. And then this happens. And that right here, this is the end of me having brakes. So the rest, I'm gonna cut this video up, and except for anything like that's interesting that happens in a race, because my pace slows down considerably because I don't have brakes, and then my goggles are awful, and then it's just me arguing with people who are stuck, or I get like, there's one point where like I call a guy fuckhead because I get tangled up in some weeds. You know, people slamming into me and stuff because they don't need to because it's slippery. So I'm gonna cut this up to to show you the bottleneck and stuff, and then hopefully get somewhat of an entertaining video.
trucks, dude. Jesus Christ. Oh, you fucking asshole.